This is one of the coolest RCs we've ever had on the bench. This is the brand new MK-07, a 7th scale ready-to-run crawler that is loaded with features and scale details. We've got a 2-speed transmission, locking and unlocking differentials, and a super cool multifunctional lighting system, among other things. This comes in a bunch of different colors, plus this cool dinosaur age livery that we've got here. We've been having a blast with this truck, and I'm excited to get into this with you guys. So we're going to go through the whole truck. I'm going to show you guys the key features, demonstrate them as we go, and then we're going to go hit the trails, put this thing through its paces, and see what it's capable of. So let's jump in and check out the MK-07. So let's start with the exterior of this thing. It's got a great looking appearance to it. This is an unlicensed Jeep Wrangler. It's got everything on it, looks like a modern JLU except for the angry grille here. Fenders with the integrated LED lights. In the back we've got super realistic JL style taillights. It's got a Lexan body that's got a ton of molded details on it. I mentioned the hood louvers. We've got windshield wipers, snorkel, hood latches, door hinges, mirrors, heavy-duty cargo rack up here. On the driver's side, there's a ladder going up to the cargo rack. In the back, we've got these little traction boards and auxiliary fuel tanks behind them. We've got plastic bumpers front and rear. Got these plastic D-rings on here too. The front bumper looks like it's winch capable. It's already got the spot in there for it and the holes drilled for it. In the rear, same thing, plastic bumper. There is a receiver for a trailer hitch. You are going to have to mount it through the back. There isn't a hole underneath like a traditional hitch. The truck has a full interior. It's got front seats, rear seats, and a cargo area in the way back. It's got a realistic dash with stickers all over it, steering wheel, cup holders, console. Just need some figures in there and this thing would be ultra realistic. The lighting system on this is fantastic. From an exterior features, this thing is super cool. You're able to toggle through a number of different lighting functions on the radio that integrate the light bar, the marker lights, and the headlights. There's strobing, there's a police function. The headlights, you can go high and low beam. The marker lights in the fenders are super impressive. They're very clean, sharp looking LEDs, and the turn signals are even sequential. I mentioned the rear tail lights look super realistic, just like a Jeep JLU or JT, both from an appearance and functionality standpoint. The lighting system is just fantastic on this. The truck sits on these plastic beadlock wheels. These are a 2.5-inch beadlock wheel. It's got these high rack style tires. Compound on these feels pretty nice. Initially felt stiff, but after running this for a while, they seem to have broken in pretty nicely. These are a big tire, but they're still not nearly as large as the tires that come on the SCX6, for example. Although these beadlock wheels do use the same 17mm hex as the 2.9-inch wheels on the SCX6. The truck sits on portal axles. which are going to give it that nice ground clearance. Flip this thing over. You see we've got some great features underneath here. Now this utilizes big 8mm steel links. We've got a 4-link in the rear. We've got a 3-link up front with the panhard bar. We've got metal slider style drive shafts front and rear with U-joints. Inside the very large box, you get some accessories here. Sticker sheet. So this one I did have to put some of the stickers on. Got your owner's manual. There's a separate box for the radio, which has its own instruction manual. You get a spare tire carrier for the rear, so if you wanted to take those traction mats and auxiliary fuel tanks off, you can. And you can throw a spare on there. And you get a wrench for your wheels. The radio that comes with this truck is pretty cool. 2.4 gigahertz radio, 8 channels on this, 3 different methods of powering it. You can use a LiPo battery. It does give you the insert if you want to use the AA's. Then there's also a 3rd compartment here for larger batteries. There is a Type-C port here for charging. To navigate the display, you can go through, press this button here, go through the multitude of menus, lots of adjustment. Can support multiple models here and lots of tuning and functionality in this radio. Now let's demonstrate some of the key features here. So everything is operated from the radio here. So if you do your 2-speed transmission, it's operated by this little push button here. A and C are going to operate your locking and unlocking differentials. A is going to be for the front. C is going to be for the rear. This 3-position switch here, this is going to do your 2-wheel drive modes. I mentioned the lighting system. All of the lights are operated by B here. So you go through, hit B repetitively, and just cycle through the lighting features here. Several different options. Very cool. You've also got the grill light there. So I mentioned this is a 7th scale. Check it out against a 10th scale here. Big size difference here when compared to a 10th scale crawler. But if you look at it against the SCX6, still significantly smaller, not significantly, but noticeably smaller than the SCX6. So although they're close in scale, the honcho looks much bigger, primarily because of the huge 2.9 tires give it a much bigger, beefier appearance. So that's enough talking about it. Let's go take this thing out and hit the trails. Now, Axel and I have been running this for a couple weekends now. We've put a ton of time on it because Axel loves it to death. We've put it through a number of different conditions. Rocks, mud, water, trails, all kinds of stuff. We've put it through its paces. So let's check out some of the run footage. I'll give you my driving impressions, and then we'll circle back and wrap up with final thoughts. Right, out here with the MK-07. Want to do a quick size comparison. I did this on the bench, but here out on the tailgate with a little more space, you can see how similarly sized the MK-07 is compared to the SCX6. The honcho still looks much bigger. I think a lot of that is the tires. You can see the big super swampers are huge compared to the smaller tires on the MK-07. If you had bigger tires on the Jeep, they'd be pretty close. But Axel's going to drive the MK-07 today. Yep. We're going to go hit the trails. We might pop onto some rocks, but I think this is mostly a trail truck, so let's give it a whirl, see how it does. Yeah! Yeah. Look at that. Your diffs are open. I think your diffs are open. Look at that with the diffs locked. No problem. So now we're going to do a speed comparison to see how it stacks up against the honcho. Honcho's in high gear. The MK-07's in high gear. So, you ready, buddy? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. So the MK-07's pretty quick, but nothing like the Honcho in high gear, where that MK-07's running the brushed motor. It still has plenty of wheel speed to get through the trails quick. It's definitely faster than a good walking pace. You see they're both getting away from me here. All right, let's demonstrate some of the key features on this thing, buddy. So open up your diffs, A and C. There you go. So both of the diffs should be unlocked. Now we're going to try to crawl up this rocky section here, and we'll see how it does when we need to lock the diffs and when we don't. So let's try it out, buddy. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it made it. All right, here we go. Front should be locked. Let's try it again. That's good. Good, good. Pretty impressive with just the front diffs locked. All right, Axel crushed that last one, so we're gonna try another line here. Just locking the front diffs made a huge difference. We didn't even need to lock the rear. We're gonna try it again here. Oh, there we go. Lock the, let's see, let's lock up the rear. So hit C. Do it again. Let's go. There we go, look at that. The engagement of the diff seems pretty smooth. Look at that thing go, nice.
I just had to check the turn.
Good sized cargo rack on there. Axel's got the 124 scale Jeep. Jeep's riding Jeeps right now. Oh no! The MK-07 is an impressive truck right out of the box. Super, super fun. The scale appearance of this thing, the functionality of the lights, it looks fantastic. Performance from this thing out of the box was really good. We didn't throw it on any huge, crazy rock crawling sections, but in the crawling sections that we did put it in, it performed pretty well. Towing, we hooked our big trailer up to it and towed 2 tent scales through the trail for about an hour and a half, and it did it with no problems. The additional features like the locking and unlocking diffs, the 2-speed transmission, seemed to function pretty well. We did have a couple instances where it would get stuck in between high and low gear. You'd get that whirring sound where it was just kind of not quite engaged. Going through the water and deep mud, this thing didn't hesitate. We didn't fully submerge it, but we did get pretty close. All the electronics seemed to be pretty well sealed up, and we didn't have any issues after running it through the mud. A couple of wear and tear items to note. So the plastic D-rings up front, the paint got chipped off pretty easily, to be expected running into things. Plastic bumpers have held up great. The only real issue that we've experienced is that all 4 shocks have leaked oil significantly. I noticed after our first day of good usage that it had puddles underneath all 4 corners. That continued throughout the weekend, and now I feel like we've lost our oil and our damping. I did make our Rlaarlo aware of that, but otherwise it's held up really well. Like I said, we have run it hard for a couple weekends, put several hours, multiple packs through it, and it's held up really well. So overall, the MK-07 has been a great truck, super fun, very capable, and it's really nice to have another option in this large scale. Now, we got this from our Rlaarlo for the channel, but I would not hesitate myself to buy one of these. In fact, I might have to get another one myself because Axel won't even let me drive this one. But guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the MK-07? And I'll put the link in the description down below if you want to order one of these up for yourself. And as always, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.